and we are ready to kick things off. Thank you for joining our call today, and welcome to everyone. We know it's been a while since we had one of these calls. What I can say is we've missed you. We're excited to be back and to connect with you again. We've got a lot to unpack today, and we have a lot, a lot. That is what I can tell you. And I am happy to have our head of marketing, community, and social media, Jazz, to co-host with me. Welcome, Jazz. Hello, I hope I can be heard. Hello, Jazz. Can we hear from you?
I think Jazz is still muted right now.
Okay. All right. Then
You
go
hear me?
ahead.
Are you able to hear me, Ruth?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay.
You're looking good as usual. Welcome.
Thank
So
you.
as you all can see, we have our CEO, a special guest today. Our CEO, our very own CEO. Arthur has been very busy for some weeks now. He's been all over putting FILLiquid out there. We are proud of him, of his hard work, and we are motivated by the work he's done so far, and we are happy to have him here on our call today. So welcome, Arthur. Welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Ruth. Yeah, and it's great to be back here. I felt like it's been a while, so really super excited, so super stoked, to just really be sharing with every one of you, what's really been happening, in the last
Yeah.
2 months. The last 2 months felt like 20 years though.
I know, and we are happy to have you here today. Thank you for honoring our invite. And we know you always take advantage of the opportunity to interact and connect with the community. It's something that is very close to your heart, and we know and we appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today. So yeah, we are looking forward for an interesting and interactive session today with you all. But before we dive into things, maybe let's have some fun. So we have a poll, and I would like to know. So first of all, I'm going to post it here. Would like to know what's your go-to beverage during our community calls. So we have some options here. We'd like to know what you usually go for during our community calls. Is it coffee, tea, energy drink, water, or something else? Let us know. Oh, okay. I hope I can be heard because I see someone complaining that they can't hear anything.
Well, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, I like your answer. Something stronger, huh?
Well, it's the night for me right now, so
Oh,
and it's
okay.
plus it's
Okay.
Friday, and plus it's Friday evening, so
Okay.
you know what they say there.
Okay. Understood. Nice one. Nice one. Okay. I see Jazz in there. Jazz, can you hear us? Can you say something?
I think Jess, you just gotta unmute your button.
Okay. Yeah, I see people still typing. Let's see. So far I'm seeing interesting answers here. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably still listening to some soothing jazz.
Yeah, probably.
I
All
think for
right.
those who can't hear, I think what you can do is, I mean, sometimes it does happen to me. So
Mm-hmm.
probably maybe you can just reset, and exit out and coming in back again. And probably maybe that could help then.
Exactly. So yeah, if you cannot hear us, maybe you can exit close the app and restart it so you can rejoin. I'm sure that should fix the issue. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's kick things off with a quick recap of the past month. We know that in 1 month you have been to 8 incredible Web3 events, showcasing FILLiquid across various platforms, from conferences to workshops to panel discussions, AMA. We know you've been busy, you've been out there, but would like to know, it's been like a very busy month for you, Arthur. So yeah, would be happy to hear some highlights, for you to tell us the takeaways from these events, why FILLiquid participated, and what the objective was, and overall what we achieved. Yeah.
Sure, it's going to be my absolute pleasure to really be walking through with you guys what's really been happening in the last 2 months. I would say definitely the past 2 months wasn't really easy task. When I was first presented this schedule, I was thought like, oh, I couldn't survive. As fast forward, it's been 2 months. Traveling, in fact, in the last 1 month, it has been we have been traveling across 8 cities, and almost every city is, we are participating in something. Either we're organizing an event, conference, or even participating in a panel discussion. So yeah, I think it's just been incredible. It's been overwhelming, but I mean, I did post up on my stories, on Instagram, and was I absolutely exhausted? And yes, hell yeah, for sure. But would I do it again? For sure, hell yeah, because it's just so rewarding. Just really
Yeah.
putting FILLiquid out there in the global arena. And I think right now, I'm safe to say, or I'm confident enough to say that FILLiquid is really at the international, a global arena, and there's no other better times right now, because like our mainnet is going to be launched, and of course there, I'm sure all of you guys, 66 of you right now, who are attending right now, are also super stoked what's going to happen, in the coming quarter in advance. So yeah, I mean, I think that's what's really been happening. So I'll probably just going to walk you through really every single conference that we participated and
Great.
what we
Great.
did.
Yeah.
So just spare me in the next 10 minutes for me just to run through it.
Oh,
So
sure.
indeed,
Yeah.
Ruth is right. Ruth is right. It was 8. Well, we travel at 10 cities, to be exact. It's like the last 2 months. 8 cities in the last 1 month. We call that, Wayne and I call that it's like the Great FILLiquid tour, or the Great FILLiquid amazing race.
Yeah.
It was just really, really, really um uh
Intense.
very intense,
Yeah.
and just very overwhelming. But we started
Mhm.
off first with Phil Brussels. So Phil
Okay.
Brussels, that was exactly just 2 months ago. Rewind back at the time, we became one of the sponsors for Phil Brussels, and primarily, we wanted to showcase what FILLiquid is, being a very game changing, or a game changer, liquid staking protocols in the
Mhm.
Filecoin ecosystem. So we showcase what FILLiquid is, and of course, primarily FILLiquid has always been like the only fully decentralized open source with the governance tokens of liquid staking protocol in the Filecoin ecosystem. And we're proud enough to say that we are the only ones with the governance token, and hence, very, very decentralized. And essentially, FILLiquid it's really built by the community for the communities, primarily. So we also wanted to understand the direction of where Filecoin's ecosystem is heading to. So it was really quite an interesting conference. We spent about 1 week over there, and just
Mm.
really getting to know the Filecoin, people, and knowing that how bright Filecoin future is, because if we are really talking about the deepin primitive that no one able to deny, that that Filecoin is still being the largest decentralized storage as deepin primitive. And if you're talking about even like deep in itself, I mean, Filecoin essentially has built something really groundbreaking and incredible. Just being one of the OG or one of the pioneers, for Deepin, even before the Deepin word was being formed.
Yeah.
I think there's really a lot of things going behind. It's just that, like people, are not really seeing it. And of course, I think that's something that, we're super bullish of where Filecoin is heading to. And I hope, that, one of the biggest takeaway is I could also transfer and relay that how powerful, Filecoin is. Essentially, it's to really build humanity in the decentralized data storage. And I think, putting all that aside, I think engineering and development has always been very strong in Filecoin, and from that narrative, that of course will translate in the financial implication part of it, that where the token price will essentially increase. So kudos to those still hanging on with Filecoin. I just want to say that I think definitely you're making a right decision, and probably 1 year, 2 years down the road, you will be thanking me as well, because seeing is believing, right? So it was great that we, and I myself have immersed that environment. And then the next one, what we did was we participated the Malaysia Blockchain Week, not as a booth exhibitor, but we did it with a different twist. That was also very. It was in conjunction of our mainnet launch, or I think it was our mainnet launch was about to happen. So we took the opportunity to be organizing a site event, part of the Malaysia Blockchain Week, and we did that as in conjunction as our mainnet launch. We have attracted about 100 or industry leaders around the region and the globe, to really be experiencing the whole mainnet launch with us, and also understanding where FILLiquid direction is. In total, we organized 3 events during the Malaysia Blockchain Week. And one of it, which was also very important to us, which was the SP, the storage provider. Of course, they play a very instrumental part in the growth of FILLiquid, because the borrowers were able to increase the utilization rate. So we did a very private and intimate dinner, and it just really rubbing shoulders with the some of the elite storage providers, and to really give them the vote of confidence, like how and why FILLiquid it's being very different liquid staking protocols than the rest of the other players. Then after that, for Malaysia Blockchain Week, we did our great tour begins. So that's where we went to we visited a few cities around China. So Win and I have had the opportunity to be in that 4 days, in that 3 days, 3 or 4 days, we actually travel so every single day we're in a different city. And for those probably who knows like China, who have traveled around China, it's really such a huge country, and every day just being in a different city that was really just crazy. I mean, it was a midnight flight, like early morning flight. But primarily that trip was also to meet up with all the SPs, and to really tell them that, hey, come on board right now. Like we have a very low APR right now. Time to seize the opportunity. So we met up really one-to-one. We had about 10 meetings with all the storage providers. So in conclusion, I have to say that it was fruitful. And now the SPs it's we are in the radars of all these big SPs. It's just that a matter of time that right now we just have to be patient, because most of these SP they are literally their Filecoins still being pledged with other liquid staking protocols.
Yeah.
So once that is expired, I have a very strong confidence that where they will be taking advantage of our fully decentralized liquid staking protocol. So that was the China tour, and then we went on back to the Southeast Asia. So we participated CoinFest Bali. CoinFest Bali, it's the only conference that where it's being held, outdoors, like more like an outdoor festival. So I got to say, probably that's the only time that I'm just so confident is wearing shorts, going up to the stage
Yeah,
without
we saw that.
feeling- yeah. So I think it was like, oh, I think it's cool. I think finally I feel cool wearing shorts and going up to the stage, and I think I felt normal
Yeah.
because in other contexts or in other places, I probably won't.
Mhm.
But Bali was great. We became also one of the sponsors. We had a booth. Uh, we were on the same panels as ATL,
Nice.
and also ICPs as well, and to be sharing more about Deepin primitive. So I was representing FILLiquid as like being a liquid staking protocol for the largest Deepin primitive, and we cannot argue that Filecoin essentially is still being the largest as a deep player if we are just focusing
Mhm.
on the deep as a primitive itself. So that was 30 hours in Bali. So it was my shortest trip ever to Bali. And that was because we didn't fly to Singapore, and to meet some of that was just like the next following day, and just to meet some of the very pioneer our SPs, over back in Singapore, and that was the only time we could make it. And then what we did next was we went over to Tokyo, and Tokyo was very crucial to us because we wanted to penetrate the market, and we wanted to understand the market, and knowing how I'll go about what is our strategic plan in order to enter the market. We want to see, or we wanted to emulate the same success as how we did it over back in Korea. So
Mm.
participating in WebEx Asia Tokyo was really a no-brainer for us. So we have had the opportunities to be speaking, and showcasing FILLiquid to the Japanese market for the very first time ever. So it was really a new experience. One of the highlights and the takeaways from WebEx Asia Tokyo was also to establishing partnerships with few of the key distinguished Japanese players. I think primarily more for the ecosystem and more from partnership. I think in terms of listing exchange, that's going to be taking a little bit time because of the rules and regulations and the governance over back in Japan. It's a little bit challenging. Like even
Okay.
one of the leading exchange, they have been around for 10 over years, but so far they have only listed only 40 projects. So it's very
Mm.
rigid, stringent. Yeah. And then, of course, from Tokyo, we went over to Korea and participated in the Korea Blockchain Week. Korea it's absolutely essential, important for us because
Mhm.
the Korean community has been overwhelming, has been incredible. Has been a great, wonderful support to FILLiquid. So knowingly that we definitely need to show up with our A game, for Korea Blockchain Week. So we went a little bit more like going the extra mile, stretch ourselves
Exactly.
further.
Yeah.
We co-hosted the Filecoin, the Feel Soul,
Okay.
and we have the privilege of really getting to know some of the OGs. I think I met some of the OGs, some of the
Nice.
ambassadors, and I think that's great, like because we
Yeah.
spend some time, just connecting online, and I think
Yeah.
nothing, and it feels so surreal, just connecting in
Mhm.
person. Or maybe I'm a bit old school still. I feel always very static, like connecting people, genuinely in person, and I think
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean, Ruth? Yeah,
Definitely agree, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was great, and I think one of the biggest takeaways also from Korean Blockchain Week is we established few major partnerships with the
Mm.
Korean enterprises,
Mm.
Korean companies, and I think that is essentially that's to boost up liquidity and TVL for FILLiquid. So
Mm.
really stay tuned with all the upcoming announcements. FILLiquid was also invited as one of the speakers for also the DeepIn and AI conference too. I think that was like 3 days later after Phil So. Had the privilege to be sharing about FILLiquid, and how FILLiquid plays such an important role in our creating more liquidities again for Filecoin, and of course, essentially to also adding on like, how Filecoin, it's really being a very game changer again, just in the deep in again primitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And last but not least, there was last
Mm.
week, so the biggest crypto event of the year, none other than the Token 2049 in Singapore. And Token 2049 is my third token, so 2049 this year. I
Okay.
just got to say, I just got to be very truthful in this. I did not go to the main conference, simply because I thought there was just no point going to the main
Okay.
conference. There was 800 over events, that's being
Okay.
held. Of course, I didn't go to 800 events. And I think the goal is to really pace myself. And I think this time around, for FILLiquid, it was very different. I had
Okay.
one-to-one instead of just having that formalness or, attending a lot of all these side events.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the goal was to have that private meetings, with investors, with partners, that could really be supporting FILLiquid to propel forward and to go further. So it's very different, from my previous token participation. Talking about like enterprise. Probably
Yeah.
maybe now we want to move next. So it's an enterprise solution.
Mm.
Staking for Filecoin holders, and that will come in at a very large volume. So hence, then our SPs were able to borrow a huge volume of Filecoin. And then when utilization rate goes up, then your APYs for yourself will be going up as well.
Mm.
So hence, I think everybody will be happy. So I think I took that approach.
Yeah.
So I spent incredible time, 6 days over back in Singapore, and just really connecting with the right industry leaders, or rather than just trying to attend all events or even attending the main conference. So that was really pretty much give you a whole summary of all the
Wow.
conference. The next one will be DEF CON Bangkok, and that's
Yeah.
something that is huge for the developers, and I think that will be also a very good event. So to be wrapping up.
Mm.
At that point, it's also playing a very serious role in DEF CON because it's very dev-centric,
Mm.
developer-centric. So hence, we are looking again at probably still in the pipeline organizing like a half-day conference focusing on like AI DP and our liquid staking, and alongside with social networking event.
Yeah.
Hopefully by then we will be celebrating our 1 million Filecoins.
Yay.
Hooray! Hopefully, so it all boils down to how every one of us were able to work together to be achieving that goal. But to really summarize all
Mm-hmm.
everything, Ruth, I think and everyone here, my dear friends of FILLiquid, the goal, of all this participation of all the conferences was essentially to position FILLiquid as a global arena player, and hence that's the reason why we invested our time, our money, and effort, and really just putting FILLiquid as a global player, and like big players now know us, the existence and the presence, at least we are in the radar. Number two, essentially, is to be boosting up liquidity and TVLs for FILLiquid. So hence, that has also got to do very strongly, plays a very strong factor in also getting our listing to ensure that it will be all smooth. And last but not least, it's also partnership. When I say partnership, it's the right partnership, and some
Mm.
of the key strategic partnerships are like wallet service providers, and partnering with more wallets, which means we're able to give us an edge above the rest. So hence all these wallet providers, Filecoin holders, they were able to start staking, on, FILLiquid, and that's where, building up, the TVLs, for FILLiquid. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Wow.
that's sort of like
Just
that give you an
wow.
overview.
I mean, this is impressive. I don't know. It seems you have some extra battery somewhere. Maybe you can let
Well,
us know because
yeah,
I mean the
vitamin C,
amount.
vitamin
Sorry.
C, vitamin C, vitamin C is very
Right. Oh,
important.
okay. Okay. Nice. I mean, this is just
Vitamin C and
impressive.
lots of supplements every morning. I
Wow.
I I have like about I have about 8 supplements, vitamins every day.
Oh,
So I
okay.
guess it helps, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice one.
I mean,
Yeah.
now
So,
I know I spill the beans.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing. Let's check with our co-host. Hi, Jazz. Can you hear us now? Can you speak?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
You are live,
Okay.
Jess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, maybe you can take us through the next activity.
Yeah. First of all, also that was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was I could get the visual, the visual representation in my imagination as we're just taking us through the several events. Eight
Yeah,
whole events across, within 2 months. Man, I don't know, but that was some one huge energy there, man. Whew. So
Honestly, I really think that, I mean, I mean, truth to be told, I'm still human as after all, and honestly, every time after a conference, I'm always under the weather. So I'm not like, it wasn't really like just like, I was just going on, but like how humans are, we always operate and function on adrenaline. And when we know that we have a mission to accomplish and we go, on adrenaline, right? And once that's done, and that's where usually is, it's like your whole entire body system is just sang, yeah. So
exactly.
it was kind of that as up and down, but I think the mission was very strong. I think the purpose and the why was very strong, and knowingly that that's me being accountable to 80,000 communities out there right now who's watching, and I know that I had this army of soldiers of FILLiquid. It's behind me, and I think that really really helped a lot. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Because the purpose, I think that's one of the things that must have kept you going. Because talking about these are different cities, different weather conditions, and
Yeah.
different environments, and the body will have to adjust. And I know most of the times we're talking, and almost all the time,
Yeah.
how is it going? And you're catching the next flight, you're trying to check in the next hotel, and that kind of stuff like that. It's amazing. We appreciate everything you do for FILLiquid and everything you do for the community.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just really insane as you have to really think about it. Like checking different hotels, making sure you're able to sleep comfortably, not to miss the flight. So I guess as having quite a pretty dope wingman as and easy to travel with, like Wayne. I think also that really helps a lot as well. Just to really have that check and balance at the same time. But essentially, I think it was really just just keep going forward, right? And I think that rhythm of just keep going forward, was really a big booster. And knowing that I just can't disappoint anyone, especially right now, we're such in a pivotal moment right now. I think more that reason that why we just need to get FILLiquid out there. Everybody knows FILLiquid, so that's great. And I can't say that we are like a mega big project. We will be, essentially, so long that the intention is pure, so long with tenacity and resilience and hard work. That's really there's no shortcut in success, right? So I think
Yeah,
everybody always have that perception of like, Web3 projects is about 100x. And would you want to, and here's the question, would you rather want to be investing in a project, giving you 100x, and then losing everything the next following day? Or would you want to be in a project that where to constantly have trajectory growth in the project. And I'm sure every one of you know the answer.
Definitely. I mean, slow and steady wins the race, right? So the answer is very obvious. So over to the next let's talk about our TVL growth and future plans. I know you hinted this within like a few minutes ago. You talked about the TVL. So can you tell us about our TVL growth since the mainnet launch? I would like to know how far, the effects, what we should expect. Just take it up from there.
Well, I think I'm sure for those who has been staking and following our progress, if we look at the DeFi llamas itself in the last 2 months, every week without fail, we are the only ones with a positive growth in that. That also, which means giving us an indication that other Filecoin stakers are actually moving their Filecoins from different liquid staking protocols to us as well. And of course, it was still right at the very beginning. We'll still have a lot more work to be done. But just looking at what I've achieved in the last 7 weeks, we have achieved a remarkable results of 416,000 of Filecoin, and that gives us a very comfortable sweet TVL of right now 2.8 million. And this, of course, is expected to be rising and going higher with the considerations of Filecoin prices to be increasing. As I think we are right now all pretty excited for the next quarter too. So I think in that sense, I think we are really just working tirelessly just to really pushing our boundaries, not getting complacent with where we are. And as I said, hopefully by DevCon we want to achieve 1 million TVL, and by then 1 million TVL are 1 million Filecoin stake, which means that will easily hopefully give us by then 10 million TVL. If our coins has gone up $10 within the next 1 month, hopefully 2 digits. That's what we are all praying for, hoping for. But I believe the time will come. But essentially, of course, there's still a lot of groundwork to be done. Essentially, so we have lined up of a lot of activities and a lot of action plans for us to be increasing our TVL and also liquidity for a staking protocol.
Yeah, I think that's amazing to know. You just said something. Your closing statement talked about the activities that we've outlined to increase our TVL and staking protocol. So can you just jump into that and let us know what do we have outlined to increase our TVL?
Sure, that would be an absolute honor. So first, I guess probably the cat is out of the bag. I think it's probably on Discord, maybe it's not on social channels. So we are launching our FIG staking, and that's going to be really something revolutionary, something game-changing, because apart from us as being the only liquid staking protocol amongst all the DeFi protocols in the Filecoin, we are the only one with the governance token. And right now we have even gone above and beyond with our FIG token, with our FIG staking. So this is the part that where you stake FIG to earn more field, and as promised, or what was stated, highlighted in the white paper. That's where the revenue sharing takes place as well. So you are able to stake now. You're able to stake of FIG to earn more field, and this is to incentivize our FIG token holders as the owners of the projects. So just to really give you just a teaser on the FIG staking, that will be a 4 different cycle periods. So you were able to select between 36, 90, 180, and 360 days. And of course, as usual, very, very typical, the longer you stake, the higher the weight and the higher you were able to earn. So the higher the weightage is. So there is a calculation method to it, but I wouldn't want to bombard you with more of the technical computation, which that will be shared and will be announced very soon. But giving you some of the key dates for you to take note. Currently, the FIG staking is undergoing audit testing, and that will be expected to be released by next Tuesday, which is 1st October. By September 29, which means by this coming Sunday, the public testnet of FIG staking will begin. On September 29, that's where the public testnet participation reward activity began. And the mainnet for the FIG staking that will be launched anytime between 10 to the 15th October. So really stay tuned with these dates. Essentially, FIG staking, it's all about really increasing utility. More people are going to be staking FIG. That will also encourage more Filecoin holders to really start depositing Filecoin, and then they will earn FIT, and they will farm FITs to earn FIG. That's for the lenders and also for the borrowers. That's where they were also able to participate by staking FIG tokens. So all in all, it's really creating utilities to it. The next thing is, I think this is something that I am very, very, very excited and very stoked to be sharing this. This is where I think we have probably touched this just very briefly previously, and I think this is where each and every one of you is going to play a very, very major role in this to grow the FILLiquid ecosystem. And this is where the referral program I'm talking about. And this will be launched after the FIG staking. So all this is just going to happen within the next 2 to 4 weeks itself. So everyone will be given a referral code, and this referral code is will able to be obtained from the website itself. Just to really give you a teaser to it, like everyone will just need to have a minimum of 100 FIT. There will be 5 different tiers based on the accumulated of the FIT farms in your group. So say for example, myself, if I have say refers to Ruth, Ruth refers to Jess refers to A, A refers to BC. All this is part of accumulated group. So you stand a chance to be earnings your commission right from 3% all the way to 20%. But do take note this additional of commission that you will be making through your referral. It's only your direct tiers itself. But eventually, to qualify to different tiers, because there are 5 tiers, it's based according to the totals accumulated of FITs in your whole entire group. So every time when you are being upgraded to a different tier, there will be also additional bonus of FITs to be given to you. So do stay tuned that. I think this is something another game changing. This is where we'll be creating a domino effect, and essentially our ethos has always been incentivizing our community and really giving the best privilege or the fullest privilege within our capacity to our community.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the amount of activities that are already lined up, I think FILLiquid members should I say in the Filecoin ecosystem right now, we are enjoying the most. We're enjoying the most. I can't deny. What do you think, Ruth?
Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot of the community members are excited about the FIG staking. Yeah, and as shared, we'll be sharing more details in the coming days. I mean, we should be on the lookout. We'll share more details, and you get to know about the dividend sharing and all of that.
我在听。
The team has been working hard on it. I think we will launch a public test net for some few days, and then before we go ahead to launch the mainnet. So yes, we are super excited, like you are, and we can't wait to launch it and share more details on it. All right.
Absolutely.
So,
So,
yeah.
just to really add on, what Ruth and Jess is talking about, essentially the whole idea is it's about why we're doing this I mean, apart from just really growing the FILLiquid ecosystem, creating more utility, all this will also translate as the real intrinsic values of what FILLiquid, or FIG token is when it's ready to be listed. There's just no point of listing a token and with no real use case and with no real utility. And what's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the next thing we want to talk about is a token listing. So I just want to hold on everyone's anticipation on that. Everything comes in timely. But I can rest assured you, especially to the OGs, to the ambassadors who have really followed our journey, there is never a moment that we have ever disappointed the community, because every time, whatever that we have done, it's always doing it with non-rash decision, number one, planning strategically and planning timely to ensure that we give the utmost benefit or the fullest benefit to our community, and to ensure that once when the token is listed, there's only one direction that we're going to see, which is onwards and upwards. So my dear friends, my dear FILLiquid family, and I just want to encourage every one of you to take this fullest opportunities to really accumulate as much FIG tokens as possible, because 3 years, 5 years down the road, I do not know how many years. I don't have a crystal ball to crystallize, but all I can say is so long that the team is here and working tirelessly, accumulate FIG tokens, because that will be changing your life, whatever life that you desire for. So seize that moment, and really just captures this golden opportunity, because such opportunities doesn't come often.
Yeah. Nice one. I'm happy you touched on the token listing, because it's a very hot topic in the community. I mean, hot topic. It's
Yeah.
it's exactly what a lot of people on this call for. They would like to know, because it's something that comes up a lot in the community, such question. And we are happy you've touched on it. As we said, we will deliver like we've promised, Yes, and the team is working very hard to make sure that is done. And yeah, you just have to keep the fire on, and we'll definitely continue to update you. But yes, a lot of people are asking, they want to have like an idea. Is it going to be launched in Q4, or I mean next year in Q1? They just want to have an idea when. I don't know if it's something we can,
Certainly. Again, when it comes to listings, I think it probably allowed me to address this first and foremost. Although I may not be replying all of your messages, but I do read the Telegram messages. I do read the Discord messages. And I know everyone has been incredibly anticipating for the FIG token. I rather want to say anticipating with a lot of high enthusiasm rather than using the word impatient. I know each and every one of you wanting to know our listing period. So however, allow me to assure you that we are working tirelessly to really be achieving this. So first and foremost, allow me to share with you, application has already been sent to the respective exchanges that we want to list FIG tokens.
Nice.
But for those who are probably not aware of it, when it comes to exchange and listing a token in exchanges, and these exchanges that we're listing, I have to tell you guys, are not your mom and pop kind of exchange. It's exchange that where you and me have heard of. So these are really big exchanges or mighty exchanges So yes, we are going through some negotiation and some reviews process, and hence once that it's done, and then that's where the listing will be taking place. However, let's just take one step back also before all we need to do is it's just talking about the listing. So first and foremost, we also need to ensure, one of the major requirements of any token listing is to ensure that the liquidity requirements are also very stringent as well.
Okay.
This is also to ensure there will be enough of liquidity. Otherwise, the price will plunge the moment once it's listed. So on our end right now, the reason why we're doing all this, it's to increase the liquidity and to boost up the TVL, which I probably have given you guys some hints like why the 1 million Filecoin stake is very important to us. So that is something that what is we, when I say we, it's like all of us here right now, like myself, Ruth, Jazz, and the 64 of you who are tuning in and listening. I know some of you guys is our dedicated and committed OGs and our ambassadors, spread this to as many people as possible. Because if you look at it, how big is the Filecoin ecosystem market? I will just share with you guys. If you look at DeFi Llama itself today, there's only 2.5% of the total Filecoin holders are actually currently staking to a liquidity staking protocol. Hence, there is a total untapped of 97.5% of tokens holders which have not been staking. So, I just want to really just rally everyone to really just, bring forward and bring more people to really start staking, on FILLiquid. Hence, that's where we will be achieving an enormous of TVL and liquidity in our liquid staking protocol. And once when we go listed, as I said, there's only one direction for us to be seeing. The next thing is, I want to also touch on is the market condition as well. The market condition and sentiment plays a very important part as well. And timing the market is absolutely crucial. So listing during this periods of like high volatility or market downturns could also lead to a very poor performance at the same time. So hence, we also need to ensure the macroeconomics of the entire market allow us to. Now, I know then the next question is to say, oh, Arthur, like market seems to be improving, or market seems to have achieved the breakout ever since the Federal Reserve, have cut 50 basis points. So I agree with you. I think we do see some breakouts, some positive momentum of how the market is. We just want to make sure that once when we release, we're right at the sweetest spot of where the market is itself. Yeah. So essentially putting all these variables and all these factors into a picture, I think that will really be giving us a very, very comfortable time for us to be listing our token. To give a very direct, so that is whole overview and some of the factors, and of course there's some other factors to be taken into consideration. I know the only question you want to know is when. Again, I just don't have a crystal ball to crystallize it. There are some factors that we cannot force a certain nature. But however, we are primarily targeting Q4 as our listing, and we'll do whatever it takes to achieve that.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this is a very insightful submission. I mean, it's good to know that the community, for the community to know that we are working to make sure the FIG token is listed. And there are some, processes that we have to go through, and we are doing that. So yes, you should know. And once, as has already been communicated, we are targeting Q4 of this year. I remember, yeah, I think there was a community debate, and I had to clarify. I told them that we are targeting Q4, but it will not exceed Q1 of next year, right? So yeah, we that is the timelines we are working with, and we'll definitely keep you updated and let you know how things go. Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, as a user, as a community, so, it's just very easy so, for us to just to be out there so, again, just asking so, hey, when is listing taking place?
Mm.
Unfortunately, so, I have to share this so, with you. It's not really like selling ice cream so, in the market as itself. Or, tomorrow I want to open up so, an ice cream store. Picking up so, a random street. Let me just sell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think although if we are ready for it, but if the external factors do not allow us to, we still can't we still have to hold on the we have to hold on our bricks, because essentially it's about your livelihood. It's about
Yeah.
the trust that you have for us. And would you rather want us to and rush the decisions, for us to rushing the process, and then when the moment when the token is listed, the value just plunges all the way. And I think that would be the last thing. And then of course, then there will be a different narrative, and then we will be taken punching bag, like why the token price increase, why the token prices just plunge so low. So essentially, I think putting all this as aspects of all these
Yeah.
factors into very very stringent consideration, we
Mm.
just unable to timing the market is absolutely crucial, and timing the market, which also means it's we ourselves have enough of armor and bullets for us to be going listed. And I hope that you share that sentiment as me as well.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. So I don't know, we are running out of time, but we wanted to give the community an opportunity to ask any questions that they would like to ask. I don't know, maybe we can take one or two questions. If you have any question that hasn't been answered about what has been discussed, feel free to ask in the chat. Or if you're feeling confident, we can invite you on stage and then you can interact with us. Um, so I don't know, because I feel like the hot question has already been answered. Let's see if okay, so I see a lot of people asking about the burrito reward distribution. Jazz, can you help with that question? Hello. Okay, so it seems Jazz is off again. Yeah, so I see community moderators trying to address most of your questions in there. But if you have any question directed to our CEO Arthur, this is your opportunity to ask. Okay, so someone is asking himself is asking if the staking program will be incentivized.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what do you mean by the incentivization, but certainly the incentive definitely comes from the period of staking. So as I mentioned earlier, there will be 4 different cycle periods. That will be like 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, and 360 days. So the moon once when you decide on this cycle period, excuse me, sorry, each and every this cycle period has a weight on it. The longer that you stake, the higher the weight is. That means you were able to earn higher. The
Exactly.
only requirement and the condition is literally you cannot unstake it. Like it's locked the moment when you decide on the staking cycle period. So assuming and I think this is something that I'm probably going to give you some hint, which I don't mind, because that's something eventually what I'll be doing. If to take into consideration, if you look at how bullish like how long a market cycle is would be, right? every time when there's a bull run, and that will give like between like 400 into 500 days again, DYOR and NFA, but that's little bit of my theory. So if you have that holding period, I just highly encourage every one of you to really stay as long as possible, because in 1 year from now, I think that's where we'll probably see the peak of the bull market is. So and that will definitely stretch every dollar of yours. So to give you that kind of mileage, to give you that kind of returns. So if you look at it, then you'll be earning FIG. So if I'm just going to give you like a whole entire flywheel of FILLiquid, you staking FIG, you'll be earning FIG. Your FIT value will increase out of one FIT over one fill will be increasing. And then your Filecoins price will increase as well. That becomes 3, and then after that, next you have your token price as FIG, which will be increasing. So I can really think of like 4 profit making products for you. On top of that, if you're going to actively be involved with the referral program, and you are going to be actively just growing with us, and that would able to allow you to earn up to 20% with all your direct referee. I think is huge and that's going to be substantial amounts of FIG tokens going to accumulate alongside with the Filecoin as well. And 1 year from now, by users staying focused and being so focused and just erase all the noise out there and believing in taking that leap of faith and believing in that, wow, I just can't imagine like how your life will change. Yeah.
Nice one. So yes, the short answer is that yes, it will be incentivized, but then we'll share more details in the coming days. I'm sorry, but we cannot take all your questions. Amber says we've read her mind and answered all her questions already. That is good to hear. Regarding the bounty rewards, I don't think they've been distributed yet, but once that is done, we'll definitely communicate to them, to you guys. Also, I see some ambassadors in there asking about the rewards for the ambassadors. As communicated, we are going to schedule a call with Arthur. So yes, we can talk more about that on that call. We'll share the details once that is finalized. So yeah, I think we are running out of time now, and I think we can wrap up today's call. Thank you so much. It's been a very, very insightful call. It's been great hearing Arthur share all those experiences and how he's taking FILLiquid global. And I mean, connecting with you guys all, we are grateful and we're excited. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And thank you, Arthur, for joining us and for answering all our questions. Thank you so much. We are
Thank you so much.
grateful.
Yes. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. And thanks again for just being with us. And really thank you so much for all the patience that you guys have given us. As I always say, without each and every one of you, FILLiquid will never be around. So thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. And thanks Ruth and thanks Jess for this invitation. Yeah. It's always great to be here.
Great. Yeah. So yes, don't forget to follow us on our socials. Also, tomorrow we have a Binance Live AMA with Wayne. So yes, we've shared the details on our announcement channel. There's a USDT reward to be won. So don't forget to join us as well. And thank you, everyone. I'll give the final words to Jazz. Yeah, if he's still with us. Hello, Jazz. We cannot hear you.
Hello?
Hi.
No, I'm
Okay.
here. I'm
Great.
here. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So it's been an amazing one. And yeah, tomorrow the AMA with Wayne, and we also have. Permit me to also point this out before we finally round up. We have our new Telegram group, and do ensure that you join our new Telegram group. The link is in the official link of our Discord channel, and we are moving from the previous Telegram group to the new Telegram group, which also permits.
Okay, yes. Jazz, you are off again. It seems you're still having challenges. So yes, like he was saying, we have a new Telegram group. We are moving away from the old one gradually, and you can find the link in the official links on this server. Please make sure, or please ensure that you join us on there as well as we move to the new channel. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Jazz. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks so
Bye,
much,
guys.
guys. Yeah, have a great day. Enjoy weekend. Yeah, spend great time with family.
All
Guys.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.